Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. A very warm welcome to one and all present here. We will start our session with an invocation by Srimati Gayatri Panikar. We can't hear you, Gayatri. Can you just unmute yourself?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं बेर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम.
Thank you so much, Gayatri. What an apt and divine invocation to invoke his names for this serene and joyous occasion. Today is day 3 of Nama Mahima, a set of talks by Swami Mitrananda ji on the different names of Bhagwan Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. So from Achyuta to Madhusudana, Rishikesha, Keshava, Varshneya, Madhava, the names themselves are so beautiful. And Swamiji has given us unique insights into each of the names, along with simple and practical ways to apply it to our daily life. We are very excited to know more on this topic. And now let's get right over to it. Thank you, Swamiji. Please take over.
1 minute. Yep. Samasta jana kalyane niratham karunamayam namami chinmayam devam satgurum brahmavit param. The last name we discussed yesterday was Madhusudana. Madhu, honey. One who destroys honey. Honey represents karma phala. When we perform an action, we cannot avoid its result. It will follow us. No matter what we do, the result of our actions will follow us continuously. So that we cannot avoid. Only thing we can do is perform actions in such a way that the results the Lord takes away. And that is what is Karma Yoga. 3 steps we discussed, just to recollect. First step, every action what you perform it with absolute dedication to the Lord. Second step, number 2, to that action which you have performed, the outcome will come, you be indifferent. Don't insist. Whatever comes, let it come. Take it. So we do not insist on what the result of the action should be. Third step is, to that very action what you're performing, don't become an addict. Detachment to the action, accepting the result, and dedicating the action. If these 3 we do, Krishna will come and take away the karma phala. The Madhusudana, let us invoke him that way. So we can invoke the Lord through our actions and also invoke him in such a way that he takes away the results too. And that is the most intelligent way of living life. Because any other way of living life would naturally make us come back here again and again. And every now and then we will be caught in our own karma phala. Karma is a chakra. We are caught in that wheel. This way we can get out. That is why in Guru Stotram, that beautiful verse says, Aneka Janma Samprapta, Karma Bandha Vidahine. The karma gets cut. Karma Bandha Vidahine. How? Atma Jnana Pradhani. Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I salute to that Guru who gave this Brahma Vidya to me, Atma Gyan, by which I learned to perform actions in the spirit of Karma Yoga, by which my Aneka Janma Samprapta, karma accumulated in all janmas, Sanchita and Agami, all are gone. Madhusudana is very important to us. Not only to handle this life's karma, Sanchita and Agami together. So keep this name in mind. And let us invoke him. Not by daily chanting Madhusudana Yanamaha, Madhusudana Yanamaha, not that way. By daily dedicating every action to him. This is the way we should invoke him. Having seen this much, now we will go into his next name, and that is called Arisudana. Arisudana means destroyer of all enemies. When Krishna came to manifest, there were enough and more people who have gathered already. The negativity was so much toxic people were all around. And he has to somehow bring them online or wipe them off. This is the purpose for which he came. So when we see his life, there were so many enemies, toxic people were around. And he has to do, and they also realized, here is a mighty force who may sometimes destroy them. So they started attacking from the beginning. Kamsa started that from the beginning itself, and one after another they started. So Krishna had a lot of people to wipe off because they were not ready to change. So a lot of enemies who were there, he was wiping off. Now, we need to understand something else here. Enemies can be outside, enemies can be within. We need to get rid of both. In our pledge we have, give us the strength, we invoke the Lord, to keep us on the path of virtue, courage, and wisdom. May thy grace and blessings flow through us to the world around us. In the same way we say also, give me strength to get rid of false values within and without. False values within, please understand, is the enemy. False values outside is the enemy. We need to get rid of that. Let us invoke that Lord who showed no mercy. He gave chances. Even to Shishupala, he gave chances 100 times. When the guy didn't learn, he said, now it is to be done. He has to be done with. So we need to get rid of those enemies who are within us, blocking us to progress. And we have to fight the enemy outside who are stopping something nice to happen. Something beautiful to happen. If people are blocking it, stopping it, they see it doesn't happen, then we need to get rid of those toxic people. We need to fight them too. So we need to fight the enemies within and without. Now, what can be the enemies inside? False values. How many false values we have? Mere, like peer pressure. The people around you have something, and therefore you also have to toe that line against your will. How many people live life like that, where they toe their life against their will? just because they need to feel accepted, they need to be accepted by the people around and live a life of compromise. False value, faking around. And that is not going to lead anywhere. See, Vedanta doesn't teach us to cheat ourselves. You understand? Vedanta doesn't teach us to cheat ourselves. Vedanta is a beautiful subjective science which makes us evolve. So we have to be honest to ourselves. It can't be like we sell our souls and live a life faking around. What is the use of that? What is the use of a life where you sell your soul, gone, compromised on your values, stay quiet because you didn't have courage to stand up? This life is not worth. So we need to check what are the enemies which is within me first. What are the enemies with us which are there in me which stops me going towards the Lord? The enemies which block you evolving, we need to first become aware of them. For example, let us say lethargy. Lethargy. Part of tamoguna, laziness. Now, what should I do? I need to get rid of laziness because it will block me getting to the Lord. Come what may, I should. So I should take laziness and give a specific time. Don't say tomorrow morning onwards I will not be lazy. Tamas cannot be wiped out that fast. It's not like that. So pick up one aspect. Okay, laziness is something which you have understood. Right, laziness is something I need to get rid of. Very good. Now give time. Saying next 21 days or next 30 days, I will see that for this much time, I will not be lazy. To decide I will not be lazy for life is very hard. For it, I need to strengthen till it becomes a habit for me not to be lazy. Right now, laziness has become a habit, something which I have cultivated over a period of time. So we need to give sufficient time. So choose your enemies within. Don't fight all battles in one go. Nobody can win. We cannot fight all battles in one go. We can only fight few battles, prioritize which one is important, start giving time and get rid of that particular negativity out. So we need to choose our enemies and then do it. So laziness can be one. So you say another next 21 days or start with next 3 days. Next 3 days, come what may, I will not be lazy. To push ourselves for 3 days is easy. And then you tell next 3 days again. So slowly, gradually take, but give a timeline saying maximum I am giving 45 days or 2 months to get rid of laziness forever. Work for it intensely. And once you're done with laziness, go to the next one you need to remove. Find which is the next one which is troubling you. And then get rid of it. This way, if we start picking up, by the time we are done with 4 or 5 negative or enemies within, we are done with 4 or 5, believe me, the rest will fall fast. It is that initial thing which is the trouble. If you live by the seashore, and if you happen to watch fishermen going for fishing, what a struggle they have to do. It is hard for them to take the ship, the boat, into the sea at the beginning. They have to wait for the right kind of a tide, and when it comes, they try to flow, and sometimes the boat comes back crashing to the shore. But that initial waves, once they are through, then it is a smooth sail afterwards. Very easy, smooth sail. They keep sailing, sailing, sailing. Very easy. Similarly, the initial conquering of enemies, 1 or 2 would be difficult. By the time we have done with 3, 4, you have become an expert. The rest will fall very easily. Very quickly we can conquer. But what happens by not giving focused attention on the first 2, 3, we lose faith. We lose faith saying, oh, this is all too difficult. It is too much to do. And when this idea has gone inside, moksha is impossible and evolution is impossible. Maybe next life, now let me do what I can. We lose confidence. We lose faith in ourselves. We should never lose faith in ourselves. So if I start doing 1, 2, if I get rid of, I will be confident. My faith is there back to me. Faith within me is very important. Faith in me is very important to walk this path. Not just faith in the books, not faith in the teacher, faith in the Lord. Faith in me is also as important. And once that faith is there, then we start walking. So conquer 1 or 2 enemies first to regain that confidence in you, to regain that faith in you. And once that faith is settled in us, there is no stopping. We really walk fast. So this is called Arisudana. Arjuna calls him, oh Arisudana, you have destroyed great enemies in your life. And there are so many people in front of me. I'm not able to do anything. Guide me. Tell me which is the path I need to choose. Oh Arisudana. Now Krishna is called Arisudana, the one who has destroyed enemies. And Krishna is one of the greatest strategists world has ever seen. I tell you, one of the top strategists. Vishnu decided in this avatar, I will be a strategist. Role model for strategic thinking, Krishna. Remember how well informed he was about his enemies? He was well informed about his strength. That is important. Only then you can fight your enemy. Please understand. You need to know your strength. You must know your strength. One must be really well informed about one's strength. And we should know all about our enemies, opponents. And once we know all about our opponents, we know how to handle them. With my strength, this is my available strength. With this, I need to handle the enemy. And I know how to handle it. So we must be self-aware. Arisudana means one who has destroyed the enemies. That comes from understanding one's strength and understanding the enemy's strength. Krishna did that. Was he not the only one in the war who was so well informed about his own soldiers? And he was so well informed about the enemies? He knew exactly what is Jayadratha's strength and weakness. What is the boon Jayadratha has? He knew exactly what is Drona's weakness. He knew exactly what is Bhishma's weakness. He knew their strength, and he also knew what is their weakness. Fully aware, strategized. That's why when Bhima, Yudhishthir, Arjun got confused and they do not know what to do, Krishna would say, approach Bhishma this way. You will get your way done. Drona, you need to go only like this. To this person this way. Very clearly, well informed. A big strategist. You know, there were times when Krishna ran away from the battlefield. Krishna running away from the battlefield, which Arjuna cannot. For Arjuna, that was an insult, not to accept a challenge. But Krishna used to run away from the battlefield. Run away from the battlefield? Yes, Krishna ran away, particularly when he was fighting with Jarasandha. The war with Jarasandha was a very difficult war. Jarasandha had an army which was more than Pandavas and Kauravas put together. Can you imagine? Pandavas and Kauravas put together is 18 Akshohinis. Jarasandha's army alone was 19 Akshohinis. Put together, he was stronger. So when the war used to happen, Krishna used to go fight Jarasandha. And when he almost destroyed Jarasandha's army, most of them, 3/4 of the army which came for that particular day in the war were destroyed. Now, after destroying almost 70% of Jarasandha's forces for that day, now he will go and face Jarasandha. Till then, he will not. Now, when he faces Jarasandha, suddenly Krishna will behave as if he's in a panic. A big panic attack, and Krishna will start running away. Now, Balram and others used to watch, saying, what a shame. We had the victory almost in our hands. He faced Jarasandha and the man ran away. Next day, again, another time on a war, again gather, same thing, 70-80% of the forces which assembled that day for Jarasandha was destroyed. Then he will face Jarasandha one-on-one and Krishna will scoot, running away. So it went too far and everybody started mocking at Krishna, saying, what is he doing? There is something wrong. And this happened a couple of times. So one day Balram was really annoyed. He said, sit down now, tell me, why are you doing this? If you can't fight him, I will fight him. I'll finish him. But why do you keep running away? It is so insulting for all of us that you run away every time, scared of this guy. Krishna said to Balram, wait. He is a formidable enemy. His forces are much larger. And he has not brought all of them today for the war. He has got his sources everywhere. And if we don't keep Jarasandha alive, we will never know where they are. Sleeper cells they will be. Whenever they want, they will come. We'll never know where they are. So Jarasandha should live so that he keeps bringing them. And every time when he brings 70-80% of that army will destroy. So he brings the next day again, the next forces come, they keep coming. So we know you and I can't go chasing them because we don't even know where they are. Most of them will be very unassuming, sleeper cells basically. So the best would be to make him bring the enemy. Look at the strategist. Aridhana, perfect name, destroyer of enemies. He had all the strategies necessary. Appeared to belittle himself like running away from the war. He was not running away from the war. His vision on the enemy was fixed. He was so sure that he has to get rid of them. If appearing to run away is one of the ways he adopted that. Strategist. We need him in us to get rid of enemies inside and outside. Both we need to get rid of. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. We have heard of these 6 enemies. Don't try and take all 6 together. Don't do it. Choose which one you can handle with your strength. Aim it. Give it a time. Give it a time. Saying yes. So that there's no victory tomorrow, but definitely victory in the future once you give your time. Very focused, strategic when you approach. One can get it. So those negatives which stop me from my evolution, that which stops me from reaching the higher, I need to get rid of them. Oh Krishna, come to me. I need you, the strategist, to get rid of things which are there inside me. Those which are within me, I need to get rid of because they are my enemies. It's not the enemy outside, it is within, which is troubling me more. I need to get rid of them within. All low tendencies, false values within and without us. To fight all low tendencies, they are the enemies. And false values, which is within and outside. So today, because in a day or two, in 2 days time from now, we will have Navaratri starting. 9 nights. And 10th day is Vijayadasami. 10th day, Rama won the war, Dasami. So you have 9 nights and then the 10th day. So decide now, today, tomorrow, for next 2 days, do reflection. Please try and understand what I'm trying to tell you. Do reflection upon your enemies within. What are the low tendencies and false values we are carrying within? Next 2 days, spend time on it. Identify them. And then say, once you have identified, these are the ones which are there. Majorly, most of them can be put into 5-6 categories. Okay. Then decide with your strength, what is available for you. Assess your own strength. What is your spiritual strength? Check on yourself. What is my spiritual strength? With that strength, I need to get rid of this low tendency, false value, which is an enemy who is within me. I need to get rid of it. So in the Navaratri time, you say, I have made my list this way and I would start conquering. By 10th day, what kind of a victory I should have over this enemy? Absolute victory, marginal victory, what kind of a victory I should have? Mark that also very clear. Then invoke Shakti. Navaratri Puja is that. We are invoking the mother, saying, Mother, give me that strength. I have spotted my enemies. I need to win them. Now give me that strength. I invoke you for that power to overcome my low tendencies and false values. This Navaratri, do this as sadhana. Every day, whatever ritual, prayer, what you're doing, your prayer should be focused saying, Oh Mother, give me that Shakti. And then we can start seeing victory. So break down your enemies, low tendencies and false values within and without us, break it down. And go out one by one, conquer them. So the rest of the life left with us, we can be at a conquering spree. Sufficient time given, we go on conquering one after another, slowly, slowly, slowly. Not one, tomorrow itself I'll conquer one. Well, if you can do it, well and good. But if we struggle, then break it up and then do it. So this can be done. How much victory I can have over it? Anything, you have to just break it down and see. Let's say anger. You're getting angry again and again. Okay, how do I conquer? If I was getting angry 25 times in a day, now I will get angry only 10 times in a day. That's a victory. And this 10, you can bring it down to 3. For that, you give a particular time, saying, by this time I will do. And slowly you will see it is under your control. It can be anything. It can be eating. It can be sleeping. It can be anything. Overindulgence. We need to break it and see how I do it, and slowly we can do. So identify the enemies within, start conquering them. And we also have a role in the world outside. We have to protect this environment in which we live. We need to contribute positive to this world. And if there are people contributing negative to the world, in which way you can fight against it, take it up. Don't fight blindly. Because going out and fighting blindly, not even knowing the enemy's strength, you will be hurting yourself. At your level, what you can do, start fighting. If there is a collective way, yes, then it is more easy to handle. So what you can fight individually, fight. What you have to fight collectively, fight collectively. Don't go and face individually where a battle has to be fought collectively. Please remember. Certain things has to be done collectively. In collectiveness, there is strength. So within, we need to fight. But please remember, we have a duty to the world outside. What is Bhuta Yajna? The Panchamaha Yajnas we have to do every day. One of them is Bhuta Yajna, the world around us. The 5 elements, the world which is created by 5 elements, the nature, everything we have to perform. Bhuta Yajna. And that we should do intelligently. Don't sell your soul and live compromised life. Not worth it. You know the other person is wrong and you can battle it individually. This is not collective fight. You know you can battle it individually. Stand up for it. Self-esteem, self-respect will go up. In your eyes, you will respect yourself. Low opinion about yourself is very bad. Uddharet atmanam atmanam. Uddharet atmana atmanam. Na atmanam avasadayet. Do not look down upon yourself. Krishna tells. We should not look down upon ourselves. If I am not worthy in my own eyes, how will I have self-respect? So if I don't stand up for what I believe, I will lower myself down. In my opinion, I will be worthless. Others may interpret different things, but in my opinion, I should be self-worthy. So please check. So stand up where you can stand up. Individual battles where you have to stand up, stand up. Collective battles when you have to take up, make the collective strength and stand and fight. This discrimination we should have. What are the individual battles I need to stand up for, and what are the battles I can fight only collectively? Think about it, you will find answers. You will know, this I can fight on my own strength. This I can fight only with this is a collective problem. Individually I cannot take, I need to handle it collectively. Otherwise we lose too early. So to fight the enemy, please understand, study the system within and outside perfectly. Establish, survive in that system. Establish yourself well in the system, then make the change. You will be successful. Study the system, survive in that system, establish in that system, conquer that system or change that system. But first study. What are the enemies within and outside? Study. What are the enemies? I need to survive because I cannot kill. I need to survive with them. Survive. Then when you learn the art of surviving, you know to establish yourself there. And once you are established, you have the strength. You have established yourself in that system. You have the strength to take the enemy. Take it. Then it's worth living. Otherwise, it would be a self-insulting life. Imagine feeling insulted within continuously. Why? I know I could have stood up for it, but I felt weak and I compromised. Well, you're gone. You have lowered yourself. Na atmanam avasadayat. Never look down upon yourself. Our action should be such that we don't look down upon ourselves. I have already made compromise. Doesn't matter. So many compromises already made. Yes, accept very generously and be graciously, saying, I faltered, but now I resolve. I faltered, but now I resolve. I resolve now not to go back to the old. I resolve now to move forward. Name bhakta pranashyati. Krishna says in 9th chapter, my devotee never perishes. Go declare, Arjuna. Go announce to the world. Scream. The loudest scream you can make. The most noise you can make. What is that? Go tell, my devotee never perishes. Name bhakta pranashyati. Why? Because even if a person has made some sin, Shipram bhavati dharmatma. One resolve makes you a dharmatma. One resolve, Shipram, quickly, he becomes a dharmatma because he has resolved within. And once he has resolved within, he's the dharmatma. So don't lower yourself, even if you have committed worst kind of sins, graciously forgive yourself. Don't carry guilt all life. I made a mistake, knowingly, unknowingly, sad. I felt for it. I am out of it. I will not go back into it. Let me move forward. That way, move forward. So here we need Shakti's invocation. We need to invoke Shakti, Mother Shakti for strength. And here we saw the greatest strategist who handled all his enemies. Invoke him within, saying, Krishna, come and be the strategist within me. I can deal with my enemies. I can handle it. I'm struggling how to deal with it. The low tendencies and the false values are continuously winning over me. I need you to take over. Please come to me, O Krishna. That way, invoke him, and that would help us to get rid of the enemies within and outside. Aridhana. And the next name is Govinda. Govinda has various names, various meanings. Govinda means one who protects earth, one meaning. Another meaning, one who protects Veda. Third meaning, one who protects cows. Govinda, one who protects cows. In all three, Krishna is the same. Saved the earth from atrocious behavior of people, protected it. Protect the Vedas, the gist of the Vedas he gave as Bhagavad Gita, which is even today relevant to us. And he saved the cows from childhood. So Govinda is a beautiful name of Krishna. As this little Krishna, cowherd boy, went around taking the cows, looking after it, and bringing them back home safely. That's all they were doing. And it was a great movement of taking the cows and bringing back. Cow for us is very sacred. It is a sacred animal. We worship it. Why we worship it? This animal gives everything which we need to stay healthy. Please remember, the cow we worshipped in India, the original desi cow, before we bought the jerseys into this country. Before jerseys came into this country, we had desi cows. Desi cow, when we were living upon desi cow, and the products of the desi cow, like curd and milk and ghee, butter, cheese, etc., made out of desi cow, nobody was dairy intolerant. You understand? Nobody was. It is when Jersey came. The variety of milk which the Jersey cow gives is called A1, which is definitely harmful to the body. You check with the nearest doctor, he'll explain to you more details. Or go out and Google. You have enough information on it. The desi cow, the milk which we get from desi cow is called A2. A2 is healthy. No cholesterol. And it keeps the body healthy. And this cow gave us, and not that the calf takes the entire milk of the cow. The calf takes very little milk. Cow is created, where after the calf takes whatever milk, the rest of the milk is used by men, humans, and it has served us. We worship it that way, because that which has protected me, nurtured me, strengthened me, helped me, and kept me healthy. A2 milk is medicinal. Anything born out of A2, desi cow, the medicine made are so effective. A1 creates disease because Jersey is not a cow. Jersey is a hybrid of a particular animal called Horus, and the cow they breed so that it can give more milk. Human mind intervened and created this breed. In God created desi, pure, original, it was always beneficiary. Go check these details, what I spoke to you, check. So in our country, cows were worshipped at Krishna's time or even at Rama's time. Cows were worshipped. We took care of the cows, protected them, guarded them, because it was such a beautiful animal which served, an extremely sensitive animal. The feelings in a cow is very high. If you have cows at home, luckily I grew up with a family which was having cows. In our house we had cows. How sensitive that animal is. I remember we have to leave Chennai and move to Bombay. When I was in second, third standard, we have to move. So you could not take the cows to Bombay. We have to leave it in our cousin's house. We left it in our cousin's house and we went to Bombay. 3 years later, we are returning back for a holiday in Chennai. When we went to that cousin's house, my mother was taking care of that cow. She used to give grass, feed, bath, pray, worship, and the chemistry was so much. The cow also understood what affection is. 3 years later, believe me, 3 years later, we are going back to that cousin's house. The cow could hear my mother's voice and was getting restless to break free from the peg on which it was pegged, tied. It wants to break free and come jumping. 3 years, this animal can remember. You think cows don't have feelings? You say cows can't understand affection? They do. Be careful when you cut them. When we slaughter, please understand, it is not ordinary karma because you are slaughtering something which could feel. And shame on this country today, what we have become as India today. The maximum beef we export, a nation which has worshipped cows, we have to show gratitude to that animal for what it has given. For human greed, the human mind intervened and created a hybrid variety called Jersey, which can give more liters of milk. Desi gives less milk, but Desi gives milk round the year. Jersey gives milk seasonally. So in a year, if you take, the amount of milk collected from Desi cow would be more than the milk collected from Jersey. But on day to day, Jersey may appear to have given more milk. And it is not even healthy that way. It creates all that. Dairy intolerance, milk intolerance is something new. We never heard it in the past. Because at that time, Desi cows were more in the field. Jerseys came slowly. Even today, we need to bring back Desi cow. Indians' health would improve. Our health will improve. Please remember. Health will improve and we will live much stronger. More a healthy body. Imagine the potential to achieve things in the world. Today, the best of our Desi cows are not in India. They are in Brazil. They have taken protected because they have understood the value of A2 milk. A1 and A2. A1 is harmful. A2 is harmless. And today, because Desi cows have become scarce, thin in population, the Gir cow, the Ongol bull, Kangayan, these are the cows. So that was giving us that good strength. So Govinda means one who protected cows, and here is a man who protected it. We worship him. The man who protected cows is the man who gave us Bhagavad Gita. Don't doubt his wisdom, please. We need to start feeling back as Indians. Living here, we need to identify with the sentiments of this land where we are born, with this DNA. Govinda is a powerful name of Krishna. How he got it? He protected cows. Why cows to be protected? I gave you the entire detailing, why they are important, why they need to be protected. And it is worth to worship them again, then to send them to slaughterhouses. We must be extremely grateful to all those people who are building huge goshalas to protect the cows which can't yield milk after some time. Once the cow was giving milk, we got the benefit. And what is our gratitude? Now you can't yield, I'll cut you. And how do we cut? If you see the videos of the slaughterhouses, the torture that animal has to go through, no wonder the karma what we are incurring, we are never ever getting exhausted. It is only increasing. Krishna was a cow protector. He was a warrior. He was a strategist. He was a knowledgeable man, Vidwan. Gave us the entire Bhagavad Gita. King, par excellence. Ideal man who walked upon the earth. He was protecting cows. Govinda is one of the names of Krishna. And the next name is Janardhana. Janardhana means Jana Ardhayate. What does that mean? What people seek, they will get. Whatever Jana, whatever they seek, they will get that. Now, this is so beautiful. This name Janardhana, we should understand. What does it mean? Whatever Jana wishes, Ardhayate, that will be given to them. Whatever we invoke, we will get that. We do good, we will get good. And if we do bad actions, we would get bad results. What we do, we will get. Janardhana means the Lord gives good for the good people, and the bad, whatever they've invoked, he has to respond that way. He would respond only that way. God is impartial. There is no partiality. As you seek, so will one be blessed. So let us remember, how do we seek the Lord? Do we seek him only when we sit in the morning and pray? I pray every day. Now Navratri is coming. I pray all the 9 nights. On every Ekadasi I pray. Paurnami Amavasya I pray. Every festival day I pray. And every Friday I go to the temple. Every Saturday I pray. Is that the only prayer? That is one kind of invocation. Never forget, we have to invoke the Lord through our actions when we are not praying. You can't sit in prayer always, isn't it? Is it possible to sit in prayer always? If we are of that type, we would be a Ramana Maharishi, who went, dropped everything, sat days together. Then he chose a cave and he stayed in a cave. 11 years, didn't even speak to anybody. Maunam, gagged for 11 years. Completely. No interaction with anybody. I don't want to meet anyone. We are not that type. So we can't sit in prayer and meditation around the clock. So we allot little bit of time for prayer so that the praying desire, the urge, the samskara becomes intense in us. Therefore we pray. When I am not sitting and praying, when I am not doing chanting and praying, how should I invoke the Lord? Invoke the Lord through action. Worship him through action, through work, through duties. Let's bring prayer through our activities. Now, when we invoke the Lord that way, naturally we will perform good action. Janardhana, good action comes inside, sends good results. Meritorious actions, meritorious benefits. Papa karma, then the actions would be severe. He is the same. He does not choose to whom I should bless. He stays there. How we approach, we get it. And please remember, nobody can dodge Janardhana. You cannot dodge him. It is impossible that I'll do something negative and I'll escape from it. Impossible. If I do something, it will come to me. So whatever we do, we will get. So when I am not praying, and I'm performing other actions in my day, those actions should be dharmic. Please understand, that's why dharma has such an important role. It helps us to evolve. So when I'm not praying, my action should be dharmic. When I perform with the dharmic intent, the result, what I get would also be dharmic benefits. Janardhana, He will give what we seek. Gives good for the good, bad for the bad. And if I invoke through adharmic ways, if I invoke, adharma, then the results which I get would also be adharmic. So please remember, when I don't pray, I must invoke him with right actions. So in a simple way, learn to do only good, because it's going to come back to you. Learn to do good. Give good to the world, even at the thought level. However rude somebody was, let us say, however nasty that person was, at thought level, don't harm. If you have to take action, take action. But even at thought level, don't curse that person. Guard yourself so that he doesn't take you for a ride. But at thought level, you should not hate. Bhagavad Gita was given to Arjuna in the battlefield. Go fight, conquer the enemies. But in the same Gita, Krishna tells, you should not encourage hatred. Dveshta. Adveshta sarvabhutanam. Don't have hatred towards anybody. Go fight. What kind of a war? What kind of a mind is that? Imagine the mind which Krishna is preparing Arjuna. Arjuna, you have to go fight. There's no option. You need to win your enemies. But when you are in that war, go there without hatred. Because you're not killing for fun. You're not killing for pleasure. You're not even killing for your ego or for your personal desire. When dharma has to be established, you're a warrior of dharma, therefore you fight. But your personal dharma now is to fight without hatred. What kind of mentoring is this? How many verses in the Gita Krishna has spoken about joy, sorrow, love, hatred, going to the war without them? This is the way to fight. So even at thought level, we should not encourage hatred, ill thinking for even to the people who have harmed us the most. For some reason they have done. Janardana will take care. We don't have to invoke that and add unnecessarily negative from us. Saying, very simple, oh Lord, this person has harmed me. I will not encourage hatred or anything. And I don't have to remind you either. You know what is to be done. Because there he will act impartially. So whatever every person deserves, they will get. Don't doubt it. Don't ever have a doubt that God is partially has given someone something and denied someone. No. What we deserve, we will get. Janaha ardhayate. So he will give. Keeping this in mind, play the game of life. So you're not moving away. The important rule in the game of life, dharma, hang on to it. Now play. And go and do whatever you want, even if it is required as like a soldier killing a person, but without hatred kill. What kind of a training this is Krishna giving to Arjuna? Two warriors, Krishna himself is a warrior. Imagine a dialogue between two warriors. Let's get into the war. We need to finish those guys, but let's not have any hatred for them. Let's not have that jealousy, hatred, nothing. They need to learn their lesson. We gave enough chances for them to change, transform. They denied everything. Now war is inevitable, but we should go into the war to win, but win that war, destroy the opponent, but don't have any hatred for him. With this you fight a war. Where are we? Where is the question of incurring a sin? That way let us live here. Perform dharma. Dharmic results will come. He would definitely bless us that way. And the next name we'll take, that is number 10, what we are taking up now, is Krishna. He's called Krishna. We have seen him, Achyuta, Keshava, Madhava, Rishikesha, Madhusudana, etc. Govinda, Arisudana, Janardana. And now the last name we are going to discuss for this series of talks is Krishna. Krishna also has many meanings. We will see two meanings. One is Krishna means akarshna, attraction. One is that. What does it mean? Attraction. The self in us is the most attracting, because Sat Chit Ananda, every moment we want happiness. What are we getting attracted to? Anything we do, we are attracted to happiness, isn't it? Continuously we are attracted towards happiness. That is Him right there in us. He is within us. Happiness is what we want, and that is what we are seeking continuously. Every one of us, every moment is getting attracted to Atman within, seeking happiness. What is the nature of Atman? Sat Chit Ananda, happiness. Getting attracted to Him continuously. One meaning, Krishna means one who invokes attraction. Second meaning, dark cloud. You understand dark cloud? Rainy cloud, blue, dark, blackish, bluish cloud. Krishna. What does that mean? Gurudev says it so beautifully. When I say Gurudev, I mean Swami Chinmayananda. He says it so beautifully. He says He's called Krishna because He is there in us, hidden, dark. When there is something dark, you can't see what is there. In the darkness, we really don't know. We can't see what is there. You need some light to see. In absolute darkness, what is there cannot be seen. It is there, but we can't see. He is dark because He is there, hidden, hiding. He is sitting there, and we do not see Him. Right now, He's there, isn't it? In each one of us, comfortably sitting and playing hide and seek with us. Hide and seek. That's all He's playing, sitting there. He has hid Himself so beautifully, and we are clueless in finding Him. Running here, running there, running everywhere, but the only place we have to look within, that place we don't look. He is sitting there, hidden. In simplest word, He is there. Please understand. He is there. That we should know. That faith we should have. Because it is a fact, He is there. Now, what should be our life when we fully believe He is there? What kind of a life it would be when we understand He is there? More about Him we will take up in our next series of talk. We'll continue with the meaning of Krishna and other names invoked, prayed, addressed. That's how. Sanjaya refers to Krishna in few names. Arjuna addresses Krishna in few names. And Arjuna reveres Krishna as few names. This is what we will see. So the next set of talks of this Nama Mahima, glory of the names of Bhagavan Krishna, will be November 1, 2, and 3. Probably we'll cover another 10 names in our second session. There are a few announcements. I would request Harsha to make these announcements, and she would give you the details, but I would tell you, do not miss the Navaratri celebration what we have. It is a beautiful initiative we have taken. We have brought one school, one Chinmaya Vidyalaya, and one wing of our Chinmaya mission. That way, it is a teamwork of 18 units together. And each day, 2 units will present Navaratri celebration, and very well thought of, where you have a lot to learn and lot to celebrate. So please don't miss that. That starts from 17th. Yeah, over to Harsha.
Thank you, Swamiji, for that amazing session. As Swamiji said, our next set of Nama Mahima talks will be on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of November. Please mark your calendars, where we'll be doing the next set of 10 names. Now, there are certain announcements that I would like to get your attention to. The first one is from the Chinmaya Academy of Management. As all of us know, there has been so much upheaval because of this COVID pandemic. So it's a very interesting initiative which Chinmaya Academy of Management has come up with. It's an online session where the entrepreneurs and the experts there are going to teach us on how to reset and restart. So the session is happening on October 31st and the time is 6 to 7. These details will be put in the chat box also, so all of you can take a look at that. Please do try and attend this session because we have the leading experts who are going to talk on this. Can I have the next slide, please? Thank you. And another amazing initiative that I'd like to get your attention to is the Chinmaya Academy of Civil Services, where we have some very interesting fee structure which has come in. And we'd like to inform that Mr. Jagadishwaran, who is our second batch student, he's been selected for civil services in his very first attempt. So it's very important to understand that people with this knowledge, just now Swamiji was talking about how you have to be in the field, you have to help. So with this knowledge, when people are going to enter into our bureaucracy, obviously India is going to be an amazing, much more amazing country. So I would request, even if you don't have anybody, you can tell to your near and dear ones, whoever is interested. And there is also an online option, which is a weekend batch for college students. And it is starting from October 26, 2020, which is on Vijayadashmi Day. It's a beautiful day. And there is also a 50% discount on the fees. So this is an amazing and golden opportunity for all people who want to try for the civil services. And as I've informed you already, it's been put in the chat box, all the information about how you can contact them. And last but
Harsha,
not the
one
least,
minute.
very...
Harsha, 1 minute. I'll add on a point. Yeah.
Yes, please.
The weekend batch is meant for students who are in the university. They can come to the weekend and start preparing. By the time they finish graduation, they will be well prepared to take up civil service and connected exams. So it is a very good preparation. We prepare students for 3 years, and once they become graduates, they will be in a position to crack the exam better. Because to crack the civil service, you need to be a graduate. So these 3 years is a weekend preparation we give, so that the students are well prepared and they come forward and they can take it up very easily. And the regular course which we had in our very second batch, in the first batch when we did, there were 6-7 students who came to us to get trained, tutored to appear for the interview. So that is called mock interviews. Some 20 people came and 7 of them got selected. And this year, one of our students went all the way. He got selected, he cracked the exams and cracked the interview, and he got selected. And that's a very, very nice thing, because we train people with our vision and values. We want the Indian bureaucracy to have values and believe in what they do. So those of you who can pass on this information, please do it. You will be helping indirectly the nation in connecting people with right training. So in our own way, let us contribute what we can and see how well we can take this forward. Thank you very much. Back to Harsha.
Thank you, Swamiji. Yes, moving on to the next event. Yes, this has been informed in the chat. We have this amazing festival coming up called Navaratri, and we have a major mega Utsav planned. It's called the Navaratri Utsav 2020. Every day, as Swamiji said, two units will be presenting. The schools have come together and the Chinmaya Mission wings have also come together. So I'd just like to run you through just one day. So where you will see Balvihar will be invoking the power of the Devi. So we will be doing Devi Mahatmyam that day. And the temple that we are going to see is Kanchi Kamakshi and Madurai Meenakshi, which is going to be taken by Chinmaya Vidyalaya Avadi. So that is happening on day 1. day 2, another 2 units will be taking. So till then, okay, we have day 2 also. Super. Okay. So day 2, we have, by Chinmay Sunday Pathshala, we have Vishnu Sahasranamam, which you're going to talk upon the uniqueness and different facts. And the Srirangam temple will be taken up by the Chinmay Vidyalaya Tirupati. So like this, every day we will have programs through different methods. We will teach you not only information, the very unique insights, and everybody has worked really, really hard for this. I would request all of you to register for this, and it's a beautiful program. So I think the link for the same will also be given in the chat to register, so you can just look it up there. And now we'll finish with the prayer.
Yep.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudakshate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
See you on 17th. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji, take care.
Hari Om.
And very, very warm thank you to all of you for attending. Thank you so much.
Gurudev tava mahaniya kripa Gurudev tava mahaniya kripa mere